Hello, so today we're going to be looking at Nigel Farage's recent comments on the Ukraine issue. There's been a big dispute between Zelenskyy and Trump on sort of how the peace talks should take place and how it should progress. So we're going to see what his take is on the matter and discuss.
Well, no, do you condemn Donald Trump calling Volodymyr Zelenskyy a dictator?
I applaud President Trump for launching peace negotiations.
I'm just going to pause it right here. So I think in terms of, obviously he didn't say that he disapproved of Donald Trump calling Zelenskyy a dictator, which I kind of think is a mistake because Zelenskyy isn't a dictator and most of the UK population 100% agree with that and are behind that. He's not a dictator. I think Trump was just saying that because he was annoyed, let's say, that Zelenskyy wasn't kind of giving into all of his demands and stuff. But I really don't think Zelensky's a dictator. Like, because they've been in wartime, obviously the elections were cancelled, but in wartime it's kind of customary for elections to be cancelled until the conflict is resolved. And plus, with so many Ukrainians all over the place, millions have left the country, it'll be really hard to actually organise a proper election where everyone can take place.
Strategy appears to be backing up Ukraine for 3 years into an endless war that they are going to lose at massive cost.
I mean, again, like, he's 100% right. I mean, even though it's been going on for 3 years, Russia can carry it on for as long as they want, whereas Ukraine can't. Ukraine's resources are limited, and especially with America starting to pull back the sort of mass amounts of funding that they've been giving Ukraine, it does really need to end soon, or Ukraine are going to be in a lot more trouble than they are now.
So I absolutely applaud the fact that he's talking to both sides. We haven't seen the full shape of the deal yet, but there is going to be a deal, and let's hope there's going to be peace. Now, Donald Trump has a particular beef with Ukrainian governments over the last few years.
Yeah, I mean, that's 100% right. There was the whole thing with the phone call and stuff. Like, he's always had an issue with the Ukraine government for a long time, really. But and in terms of the peace deal itself, I mean, hopefully it can arrive sooner rather than later. But again, like, we don't know the details on it, so we can't. It's just one of those things where we have to see what sort of happens.
To an impeachment because of the relationship with the Biden family. And I tell you what, Zelenskyy, whether you like him or not, has to have elections at some point in time. So let's look big picture. And the big picture is that Trump is doing a great job.
Do you think Volodymyr...
I mean, I was going to pause again. I agree with that. I think he's doing a lot better job than Biden did. But I still think calling Zelenskyy a dictator probably wasn't the best move, in my opinion. He could have, thought of sort of a better language to use, let's say.
Zelenskyy is a dictator.
No, of course. I mean, don't be ridiculous. But
Oh, there we go. So he does. Okay, that's good then. I didn't realise that he actually stated he wasn't before, because at the start of the video he just kind of ignored the question. But that's a very good response there. It's definitely the right stance that he's taken.
Is that ridiculous? Donald Trump has called him a dictator. Donald Trump has called Zelenskyy a dictator. Is that ridiculous?
If that's what he thinks, that's what he thinks.
Is that ridiculous?
Take everything Trump says, not literally, truthfully, but not literally. And you guys, this is typical of UK media, you're hung up on the use of a word. He's launched a peace process that might save hundreds of thousands of lives.
Again, he's 100% right in terms of that. Personally, like, I would have just said in that situation, if I was him, would have been like, he's had some issues with Zelenskyy and it's just a bit silly he said that. I would have added that in as well. But yeah, I mean, the media will always focus on like word usage rather than actual action, because they essentially will just do whatever gets the most attention because they want more people to watch their stuff, especially with mainstream media on like a big decline. It's they're really trying to push whatever they can at this point.
We have if we don't have words.
Very important words. P-E-A-C-E. That's the big word that matters.
Why hasn't Donald Trump articulated that? Because what he has articulated are falsehoods, one of which is Ukraine started the war. Do you think Ukraine started the war?
I mean, read the words carefully. He doesn't literally say Ukraine started the war. Vladimir Putin started the war.
Didn't he? Didn't he say literally that Ukraine started the war? Are you saying that he did?
I mean, I actually don't know if Trump said that directly. I think, from what I'm aware, I believe he said that sort of because of a NATO aggressive expansion, Russia kind of felt the need to attack. I'm not too sure if he directly said it was Ukraine who started it. I don't think he did, but again, I've not heard that. But I'm pretty sure he didn't actually say that directly.
Okay, he did. If you're happy, he did. Do you think it's good we got peace
It's
negotiations?
not a question about anybody being happy. It's a question of what the President of the United States, the single most influential individual in solving this conflict, potentially, actually said.
I mean, without a shadow of a doubt, he's the most influential person in solving this conflict, because Zelenskyy and Putin and, well, previously Biden didn't do anything for 3 years. So, and Trump's coming in, he's already got peace talks in like the first week. So it's definitely the most sort of influential person in the peace talks.
Since the start of the war, we all know that. What he's talking about are the causal factors that go back for years. You know what they are. I know what
Yeah, again, here he's referring to NATO expansion,
they are. Hey, I alone predicted the war in 2014.
which is very true. Actually, he did, and he actually came out. I think it was a couple of years ago when it sort of was just getting into it, and he said one of the reasons was NATO expansion, and everyone had a go at him for saying that, but it is true. Like, I mean, obviously it doesn't justify a full-scale invasion, but it is part of the reason why they did it.
In the European Parliament. That's what he's talking about. But none of that matters. And all of you, every one of you, are obsessing on the wrong things.
Okay, well, that's it for that. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing more videos like this where I go over more like recent topics and stuff. I'm trying to do that rather than going over like events that happened a bit ago. I'm trying to introduce like videos where I discuss more relevant topics to the time. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.